From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Good evening, Nashville. Welcome to SportsLine here on News Channel 5 Plus. The Wednesday extravaganza up and running on this rainy Wednesday evening here in Music City. Hope you are warm and dry and safe wherever you are. If you're planning on doing some driving tonight, make sure you download the News Channel 5 Storm Shield app. Make sure there's no severe weather in your area, as it is coming down pretty well in Metro Nashville. So do be careful out there. All right, news of the day pertaining to the Titans. Of course, they play the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville Sunday, 12 noon. You can watch it over on News Channel 5. Regarding injuries, A.J. Brown was able to practice on a limited basis. Julio Jones did not practice today. Of course, both wide receivers missed last Sunday's game in New York against the Jets. And, of course, the Jets won that game in an upset, 27-24 in overtime. And as you look ahead to Sunday's game against Jacksonville, they've certainly have their own problems with Urban Meyer's discretions being made public of late. And the owner of the team, Shad Khan, having to make statements talking about needing to regain the trust, or Urban Meyer needing to regain the trust of the organization after his wild party weekend that was caught on tape. The Jaguars are 0-4, but they've shown some improvement. They're coming off a tough loss in Cincinnati last Thursday night, a game where they blew a 14-0 lead, a game where they had goal to go at the 1 right before halftime, could not punch it in to make it 21-0 at the half, and Joe Burrow and the Bengals were able to come back in that game and win. And when you look at this game, if you're a Titans fan, I know, the expectation is that the Titans can go in and beat the Jaguars. Again, they're 0-4. They have a rookie head coach in Urban Meyer, of course, who has had great success in the college ranks as a head coach, and a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. But this is a game that, if the Titans lose this game, we have to start really questioning where this team, A, is at, B, could be going. And you have the built-in excuse of losing to the Jets last week in New York. A previously winless team because, well, Julio didn't play, and A.J. didn't play, and Bud Dupree didn't play, and Brett Kern didn't play. But I said this last week on the Electric Power Company Sunday Sports Central after the game. If you fancy yourself as a Super Bowl contender, that's still a game you have to win. You still had Derrick Henry. You still had Ryan Tannehill. You still had, Jeffrey Simmons on the defense, Kevin Byard on the defense. That's a game against a rookie quarterback and a struggling franchise that you need to win. Now, if you go and stub your toe this week in Duval against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and again, it's really time, in my opinion, to question, the direction of this team going, for the rest of this season. So, there are a lot of high expectations for this team coming in mid-June when they made the trade for Julio Jones. The expectations obviously skyrocketed, people talking Super Bowl, and that may still happen. But this is a kind of a fork in the road game, I believe, for the Tennessee Titans this Sunday in Jacksonville against the Jaguars. Because the Jaguars, they always play the Titans tough no matter what the record. Now, we know Derrick Henry's had a lot of success against the Jacksonville Jaguars over the years. Obviously, it's homecoming for him. We beat that story to death, quite frankly, to the fact that he doesn't really want to talk about it. But, yeah, he's going home. He's from that area, grew up just a few miles from that stadium where the Jaguars play. And, of course, he loves coming home to play his hometown team, et cetera, and he's had a lot of success. But this is a fork-in-the-road game, in my opinion, for the Tennessee Titans. This is a game that, if they lose, and I'm not saying they will, and I'm not predicting necessarily that they will, but if they lose this game, it's going to be an interesting week next week for the Tennessee Titans as they get ready for a Monday night showdown against the Buffalo Bills, who, by the way, since losing their opener at home to the Pittsburgh Steelers, have pretty much run roughshod over everybody. They have 2 shutouts. They had a shutout win last Sunday, 40-0. They're playing extremely well, and they are one of the upper echelon teams in the AFC. And, oh, by the way, after that, you got a game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, they're 2-2, but, they're still the Chiefs. That's still Pat Mahomes over there. That's still Travis Kelce over there. That's still, the Cheetah over there. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, et cetera, et cetera. So, this was a period of time where the Titans thought they could fatten up on, get a couple of wins against winless teams to set them up for the gauntlet that they have coming up as the schedule gets a little bit tougher. So is it too early in the season, in a 17 now game season, week 5, to say this is a must win for the Tennessee Titans? Yes and no. Life's going to get a lot more difficult for this football team if they lose on Sunday. They can make things a little bit easier on themselves if they win. All right. Of course, last week, I'm sure when Ryan Tannehill woke up on Monday morning, he was feeling a little sore. He got sacked 7 times by the New York Jets defense last week in the loss to the Jets in New York, ready to shake off that loss and ready for a new week and a new challenge on Sunday against the Jaguars. Here now, the starting quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan, the issues on offense, particularly the red zone and with protection, is it one of those things that it's just getting into rhythm, cleaning up a few issues here and there, and it seems like it's been a little bit of everything at times?
Yeah, no, it's been everyone. I don't think that you can pin it on any one group or any one person. I think everyone has played a part, and as a group, we just have to clean it up. We've had opportunities, and we're this far away for a lot of reasons on different plays, So as a group, we just need to be able to execute once we get down there. We're moving the ball well. We're getting first downs. We're sustaining drives. But we got to be able to score in the red zone. So it's going to be key for us, not only this week, but as we move forward, just being able to put 7s up when we get down there.
How are things coming along as far as you and Coach Todd, as far as what's up this week, what's not? You guys sorting through the plays and just figuring out what's good for the week?
Yeah, it's been great. Just working with Todd on game plans, presenting ideas and then making adjustments off of those and trying to find ways to continue to play good football. So, love the way our relationship is progressing and look forward to it continuing to progress.
We saw more bunch last week, create that separation. Was that something, as a result of conversations you two had, or was that something he brought to you to open up, or how did that come about?
Just, game playing, watching tape and how those guys played. Thought it could help us for sure.
It didn't seem like guys were as open. Were you throwing into tighter windows? What can you guys do to get people open?
Yeah, we got to get creative and try to free some guys up. Like you said, the bunch stuff can help us a little bit. But at the end of the day, we have to be able to go out and beat the man across from us. And then, as a quarterback, it's my job to find the good matchup and put it in a good location.
What are the conversations like, I guess, during the following week when you have 7 sacks? You don't want to point fingers, but you got to get things fixed. And how critical maybe you evaluate things after a week like that?
Yeah, it's tough. Obviously, it's going to be tough to win a football game whenever we're taking that kind of loss in the pass game. So. I think every group had a role in that. There's certainly some plays that I could have helped. There's plays that the O-line could have helped. There's plays that receivers could have helped. So, again, kind of like the red zone. Everyone plays a part in it, and it all works together. So, as a group, just have to do our jobs a little bit better and be able to create those plays.
Has it become more of a challenge for you on a game like that to not start looking at the rush and making sure your eyes are downfield still the whole time? Or?
No, I don't feel like I ever really look down at the rush too much. Obviously, you feel it, but I try to keep my eyes downfield. That way I can see what's happening and try to get the ball out.
How much of this has been the way defenses are playing? You guys have been different this year versus maybe last year in terms of the pressure and the sacks you're giving up?
Every team has a little bit different game plan. So, I wouldn't say that going into the Jets game, they played us totally different from what we expected. But they did a good job of going out and executing, and we didn't. So that led to much of those plays.
How important is it, Ryan, to maybe get some sense of downfield shots in the offense, and what are the most important elements you guys need in order to kind of implement that in the offense?
Yeah, explosives are huge. Just time it up, having the right call line when you get the right defense. I think that's just luck of the draw sometimes. And we've had some good opportunities and haven't been able to make the plays. So it all, like I keep saying, I feel like I repeat myself, but it all works together, right? We need a little bit of extra time when we're trying to push the ball down the field. We need good pocket movement and awareness by me in a good ball location. And then we need receivers to be able to get open and make a play on the football.
It's tough also, I guess, when you don't have many of those plays. Those long drives can be more difficult. I guess more opportunity for a penalty or something like that to hold back the drive. But if you get a couple X plays, 20, 30, 40 yards downfield.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's just the math game, right? You know, the more plays you run, the more consistent you have to be with your execution. You know, if you're able to create some chunk plays, you're eating up yards without, you know, using as many plays. So definitely big for us. We've had some opportunities and haven't been able to make the plays. So have to clean that up and just be able to make them.
What did you see from Josh?
When the rush has been heavy like it was last week, do you have to maybe go to more shotgun, three-step drops with more slants and screens and those sorts of things?
I think it's a combination, right? Because you want to get the ball out, but you have to be able to give your receivers something to help them get open. So, you know, it's a balance of trying to create rubs or bunch patterns or whatever the case may be to help them get open, but also, you know, you can't be in a bunch every single play. So it's a balance of that.
What did you see from Josh Reynolds? Finally kind of played throughout the whole game. I know maybe had an opportunity there in the end zone, but also had some first downs that were critical.
Yeah, he made some big plays for us, you know, so, you know, glad he was able to come in, and I've had a lot of confidence in Josh, you know, throughout training camp. Obviously, missed some time, but when he's been out there, you know, he's an easy guy to throw to. It's easy to kind of see his body language, and he made some big plays, some big third down conversions for us, so it was big for him to step in.
You face the Jaguars, the bunch that you've been here. I mean, what's one thing you consistently get when you face them, and what have you seen from them this year?
They're playing good defense. You know, you see them come out, they're flying around, they're making big plays. You know, you see them against Cincinnati, a lot of third and longs in that first half. You know, they're being disruptive and throwing off timing, making plays in the pass game, really, you know, making it tough on the offense. So for us, you know, we have to go out and do our jobs and expect a Jaguars defense that's flying around and making plays.
With AJ and Julio, they sometimes make superhuman catches and things like that. Do you find yourself having to adjust the ball placement and things like that when they're not in there to throw to the other guys?
Not so much. I feel like I still, you know, try to give my guys chances, you know, especially down the field. You know, in those last game, we weren't able to make a ton of those plays, but when I'm out there, I just try to trust the guys that are out there to go do their job and make plays. It's football, so guys are going to be out, and as a quarterback, you know, a lot of times you can't hesitate or overthink things because maybe a piece is missing. You know, you have to be able to go out, cut it loose, trust your guys to do their job and make play.
You practice who you practice with, but you just pass Julio and AJ during the course of the week and say, hey, how you guys feeling? What do you think? Or how does that work?
Yeah, no doubt. A lot of conversations. Try to see where those guys are at. So we'll continue to have those conversations throughout this week.
Give you good feedback?
It's good conversations for sure.
There you have it. Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill meeting the media earlier today over at St. Thomas Sports Park. Of course, Titans, as we said, coming off that overtime loss in New York to the previously winless Jets, and now face another winless team, the 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. That is a noon kickoff on Sunday. Again, you can watch it over on News Channel 5. And you know, again, a crossroads, maybe a fork in the road game for the Tennessee Titans when you consider what their schedule is going to be like coming ahead. Certainly an opportunity that they don't want to pass up to get a win and get to 3-2 before the schedule really gets meaty. So we will see what the rest of the week brings in terms of injuries. Again, A.J. Brown limited at practice today. Julio Jones did not practice today for the Tennessee Titans. Of course, it's early in the week, so certainly A.J. being out there even on a limited basis is a good sign for the Titans, and we'll see about Julio Jones as the week progresses. You want to give us a call? You can, 615-737-7767. Your thoughts on the Titans, thoughts on anything else going on in the world of sports. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hear from the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, Mike Vrabel. He addressed the media earlier today as well, plus your phone calls. Stay with us. Just getting started on SportsLine.